Hey everybody, it's Ronn Grant, and you're watching Just for the Record. Stay tuned, you're watching 284 Media.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Carvin Malone, welcome to Just for the Record.
Well, it is a pleasure being here, and you said this is going to be a fun talk, so
it's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to the fun.
Let's get into it.
Yes.
God-fearing, sincere, honest, hardworking, community-oriented, family man, cool, calm, and always collected. One gentleman said, "I don't think I've ever seen Carvin upset. He's always smiling. Son of the soil, Carvin really loves his country. He is as sincere as they come." One young lady said, "One of the best to come out of his generation." Just for the record, sir, these are not my words. These are some of the words of members of the electorate, as well as some of your colleagues. In hindsight, there are those who feel as though they don't really know you.
Yes.
A young man said, "I see him around, but I don't know anything about him. I can't vote for him because I don't know who he is."
Yes.
Just for the record, who is Carvin Malone?
Well, first of all, as I said, it's a pleasure being here, and so that we can get some of the records straight. Carvin Malone, born to Randolph, the late Randolph and Ruth Malone. I'm both from the Fat Hawks Bay area,
Okay.
and from the Rotown area. Schooled at St. Philip's in actually Barkers Bay, and the teacher Alexandrina Maduro went to primary school in East End under teacher Mac, and the Rotown and the actual Rotown High School.
Okay.
BBI High School. So, son of the soil, educated at Pace University, came back and was always active in the community, was a member of the Boys Brigade. I was vice president of the BBI Basketball Association, played on the high school volleyball team, and has been very active in almost every sphere of government statutory bodies and organizations. So, love my country, yes, and I'm glad for the tributes mentioned before, because these are values instilled by my parents and one that I'm proud to carry.
No, the gentleman said, "I don't think I've ever seen Carvin upset." Do you get upset?
Well, the whole thing is that there are so many things to be thankful for. So at the end of the day, I always look in terms of maximizing those positives and so forth. Yes, I do get upset. I'm only human, but I always give people the benefit of the doubt. So if I always, like it says in the Lions Club motto, you balance all doubt against yourself.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I'm always prepared to give persons another opportunity to see if this is what they really feel, or if it's just a spur of the moment activity.
And that's the beauty of life, second chances.
That's correct.
Now, you have served in the back of the house, back scene, whatever you want to call it, for quite some time as chairman of the Virgin Islands Party. How long did you serve in that capacity?
Well, we have it as president of the Virgin Islands Party,
Okay.
and I was first elected in October of 1999. I think that it was very important for me, at least, to make sure that all of the processes for a vibrant and a well-oiled political party to have been put in place. So the first thing we did was to get the constitution of the Virgin Islands Party corrected so that we can have the Congress members, the law-making body of the party. We have the different arms of the party, the women arm, the youth arm, the senior arm, and all of the arms of the party, so that they can work and work effectively. If it weren't for those arms, if it weren't for a well-oiled constitution of the Virgin Islands Party, I would dare say we would not have been celebrating 47 years of existence since our incorporation or charter in 1971. So at the end of the day, I'm pleased, if for nothing else, to have been able to put the Constitution in place where members can have their grievances aired. We can have democratic selection of candidates, democratic selection of officers to the post, and have it as the real working document on which the party could function and which the party itself could build on and survive those turbulent times, as politics will always bring.
Why now, though? Why step into the limelight? Why now?
Well, it is a time when I am most troubled because I believe in that aspect of our history, how far we've come from. People without a history, or it's like a tree without a root, cannot grow. Because we have toiled, our forefathers have toiled. We have come from 49 when we did not have the Constitution at the time. It was taken away sometimes back. It was fought for by the Faulkners and the Fonsecas and all those persons who fought. I look also at the time when we had to decide whether we become part of the West Indies Federation or we go into another direction. From the time when the U.S. currency was made as a legal tender, from the time when we decided that we can now handle ministerial government, from the time when, 40 years, we will be celebrating that time when finance department was placed in the hands of the elected members of the House. And we are now into a 7th constitution, I think it is, and we have to defend those advances that we've made. We now come to a time when it is likely that or $500 million in recovery development funds now have to be administered by someone else other than our elected officials. This is a retrograde step, and I think that we can do better than this. We have to stop the particular free fall that we have in our economy, in our politics, in our social being, stabilize it, then decide where it is that we want to go, and make sure that we have a team of people who can take us there. I believe that I can assist in that undertaking and making sure that our people begin to get some semblance of hope in governance, hope in the economy, and hope that this Virgin Islands that we've built so far can in fact survive the time without any further direct interference, intervention, or guidance. We can do this. We must do this.
You talked about troubling issues. In a nutshell, tell me about some other troubling issues that you as a citizen have observed and you just, quite frankly, you can't take it anymore.
Well, at the end of the day, what we have a degradation of the true aspects of good governance. Transparency must be restored. There's no argument as to whether or not it has been eroded. Accountability, we have basically $2.4 billion over the past 8 years, and audits that have not been properly presented to in terms of exactly how the monies were spent. We have folks, because as a result of the hurricanes, they cannot get access to the funds to help them in the recovery. And I am sure that if desperation is to set in, then our very way of life or security becomes a risk, because desperate people will always do desperate things. If a person is a criminal, then they will remain a criminal. But you have, the middle class in terms of what they had as their way of life before. Because of the storm, it has been eroded. It's not the government's fault, but governments must always be there to help those who need help most. And if you have funds that are being made available, but you cannot get access to them because your accounts are not in place, because there are doubts as to whether or not you can properly manage $500 million, then that is an issue that is carried forward to the people of the Virgin Islands. And if people become desperate, we have desperate things that are going to, begin to happen.
Understood. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Mr. Carvin Malone. You're watching Just for the Record.
That's some great idea. So we gonna have some lobster? Hello?
Wait, you had a long time. Yeah? You say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey, I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Mr. Malone, there has been for a long time, persons like myself, what we call the millennials, the younger generation, there seems to be a huge disconnect between persons of my age and persons of your age.
Yes.
As an elected official, what will you do to bridge that gap?
Well, I am pleased with the diverse sets of people that we have on our set of candidates. We have folks who are under 40.
Mm-hmm.
We have folks between 40 and 45, folks between 45 and 50, and the others.
Mm-hmm.
So the millennials. I have a daughter, basically, who is 20 years old, and she'll be 21 come actually February. But the fact is that we have to look in terms of how best do you reach the millennials, because ZDPI, they don't listen to ZDPI.
Right.
If any ads come on TV, they want to
Social
turn to
media,
TV.
yeah.
So the social media and even Facebook now is being dubbed a quote unquote older generation media. So
but that's reaching them. What are you going to do as a legislator to make sure that their concerns are heard and attended to? Because they voice their concerns. They're on social media and they're ranting and they make posts. But for some of them, they really feel as though we're just talking and it's going over our shoulders. So what are you going to do to reassure them of that?
Well, it is important because you see what we have to do. We have to make sure that if the youth is indeed the future, then how do you prepare the youth for the future? That is one of the most important things in terms of careers, in terms of making sure that we build our human resources to a point where we can now, instead of importing labor all the time, we can export labor.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that we build a human resource base and we make it fashionable to be, yes, the lawyers, the doctors, but also the carpenters and the masons and the particular, because folks at all age want to be a part of. Mm-hmm. Nobody want handout. They want to make sure that they are well accepted within the community, well accepted within the sphere of their career path and so forth, so that we can do it. The particular forums that we may well have, we need to make sure that they're not only forums for the show, they're forums that the result of them can be implemented into policies, into areas. And we have to assist young folks in terms of making sure that they can well determine, articulate that which they feel most passionate about. Nothing is done without passion. So you have to find a person's passion, be them young, middle-aged, or elderly. You have to find a passion so that you can develop this. Because we're the one who have grown this particular economy. We can do it. But as you say again, if the future is for the young, then we must have them determine what type of future we need. So we have to sit down and we have to clear a path for what is the next 20 years,
okay,
30 years, 40 years, and what is your role in the next 20, 30, 40 years.
No, a lot of people, we hear the words thrown around, and you even touched on them as well, accountability, transparency. Everyone has a plan. And every 4 years, we seem to get these grand ideas, these bright ideas that are some captivating and, they're exciting. This time around, why should I, a registered voter, vote for you?
Well, you should vote for me because at the end of the day, of my record is one in which I'm passionate about the ideas and the particular path that we've taken. I'm passionate in terms of when you look at my record, you would not see any that will say anything different other than transparency, accountability, and respect. In terms of what we have to do. We have a person in myself who basically have been taught that if you work hard, play by the rules, then you should achieve. And we're not afraid to take chances, calculated risk in terms of development, in terms of making sure that we assist the less fortunate, give help to the needy, give a voice to the less fortunate, give a voice to the young, give a voice to the middle-aged, give a voice to the elderly. We cannot forget the elderly because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are the rock, bedrock of society. We have to make sure that they are comfortable in their golden ages. We cannot forget them. And this storm has basically thrown us for a loop. Those persons who had worked hard, built their homes, and living comfortable with whatever savings they had it wiped away. The insurance companies have their particular policies, and if we knew about them before, maybe somebody could have done something about it. But people were deemed to be underinsured. People were deemed to have this particular, these items coming at them. Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that we are able at every juncture to assist every segment of our society, and especially the elderly, especially the young and the middle-aged who are expected now to contribute to the payroll taxes and the social security taxes and the NHI taxes. We have to make sure we have a healthy society because somebody has to pay for the school, the roads, the first line defenders and so forth. We have to build businesses so that people can in fact continue to contribute, those who can, and those who need help can get the help. I believe that I can assist in making these things available and possible.
Thank you very much. No, let's have a little bit of fun. Just a little bit of fun. Let's switch it up a little bit. This is a game I like to call I Bet They Didn't Know. I'm going to ask you a series of short but very unorthodox questions, and you're going to give me the first thing that comes to the top of your head. All right? Childhood celebrity crush.
Childhood celebrity crush.
If you had one.
Well, I always thought that the Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson was quite a character.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Secret talent.
No, I won't call him a crush, but at the end of the day, it's all talent.
Talent. Okay. You admire. Okay. Secret talent.
Secret talent. I can't sing, so it is not a secret talent because there's no talent at all.
Characteristic you value most in people. Honesty. If you could take anyone from VA history from yesteryear to lunch, who would it be?
Yes, sir. Well, my uncle, Leslie Malone, has always been a particular admirer. I have admired him and his tenacity and his forthrightness. And
did you have an opportunity to have conversations with him when he was alive?
Very much so.
Okay, great. All right. Let's see. Who would you trade places for the day, if anyone?
For the day?
Yeah.
I just love me. I don't know what
You're comfortable and happy with Carvin.
I'm comfortable and happy with Carvin.
That's some good stuff.
I love me some me.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Luxury you can't live without.
Luxury I cannot live without. Luxury I cannot live without. We become slaves to our telephones and our social media. They might well call me a social media junkie now.
Okay. So can I make a challenge for you? Let's see if we could leave the phone at home for maybe half a day or a day. Can we try that? Let's see how we. I mean, this is a tough time because you're running for office and people are going to be calling you and be like, "Hey, we can't get you, but can we try it?" I think you could. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mr. Malone, thank you so much. Just for the record.
Okay. Thank you.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.